He spends a lot of time with her and buys her presents. He also holds her hand and puts his arm around her. Once, he picked her up when she was tired and wanted to go to bed but needed help getting there. My girlfriend has admitted that she kissed and slept with him in the past and that they got together whenever she wasn't dating her exes. She is my first girlfriend. I will fly to another state tomorrow for an internship interview this weekend, and I'm scared that she will be with him once I am gone. She has lingerie from one of her exes who she met when studying abroad in Korea. She wanted to know more about her home culture as she is Korean American. Should I also be concerned about that? She's also sat in his lap as well. This thread blew up. I feel paranoid now. Should I break up with her? And how do I do that? Should I do it tomorrow or after I get back from Chicago for my internship interview so I can focus? Story 1. Unfortunately, she likes him. It's just how it is. I had a girlfriend of 6 years meet a guy. He admitted his feelings. She told me it was no big deal. I gave a lot of trust. She then kept a lot of secrets. She has since moved in with him and they are a couple. It's nice she's upfront about the behavior, I guess, but everything they are doing is relationship stuff without the title. Just remember, he also holds her hand, is really, they hold hands. He puts his arm around her is really, they snuggle. They hooked up whenever she wasn't dating exes means they are willing and wanting to have sex before and after our relationship. She's just not a cheater. Yet. Story 2. Hanging around in a situation like that is not healthy. She has a sexual history with this guy. Based on what you said, he clearly still wants more. She is with you now, but despite these 2 points, she still keeps him around. That tells you everything you need to know. That guy is, to put it simply, a backup plan. Get out now. Story 3. Run as fast as you can. She is completely disrespecting you by allowing this behavior. You're not being insecure. Holding hands and having an arm around her is not okay. There are boundaries. I know it's hard, but I assume you're young. You'll move on. Story 4. Me reading the title. Dude, don't be so insecure. Chances are that every girl out there has a guy who has a crush on her. It will be fine. Also me after reading the description. Oh, you're in trouble, original poster. Sorry to break it to you, man. Chances are that not only is she gonna cheat, she already has. People on Reddit are usually too quick to tell others to just break up instead of trying to fix their relationship. But honestly, in your case, I will have to make an exception. Just spare yourself the heartbreak, dude. Story 5. Okay, my wife is still friends with one of her exes, but he doesn't even come close to that level of familiarity. They joke and mess around, but he does not hold her hand or take her to bed. If she wants to be friends, then that's one thing, but she needs to draw some boundaries with him. If she refuses, then that's a pretty good indication there's more going on than you think. Story 6. Dude, you have posted this on several other subforums. All the replies have been literally the same thing. Move the fuck on from her. I get that it's your first girlfriend, but trust me, I have been there before. You seriously need more respect for yourself because this should not stand. You should have told her to fuck off long ago. Don't waste another day doing this to yourself. Story 7. I can't tell if you're trolling. Nobody needs help getting to bed. Is she disabled? This is ridiculous. And why would you know that? Is she explaining why someone saw him take her to her room? Then they had sex. Story 8. Consider that this guy isn't just her friend. He doesn't just have a crush on her. He is her ex-boyfriend. However, this ex-boyfriend is her boyfriend whenever she has a breakup. He wants you to break up and he will sleep with her when it happens. That's assuming she isn't sleeping with him now. Does it matter that she isn't sleeping with him at the moment if you are basically the other guy in their relationship? She's still leaning on him as an emotional boyfriend even if she's with you. Run, run, run. Story 9. Forget about crushes. As a married guy whose 2 best friends are female, there are basic boundaries. For example, I'm not alone with them unless it's in public or at least with somebody else there. One of them is a coworker, and we've traveled together for work. If we want to hang out after the job is done and we're back at the hotel, we go somewhere to grab a coffee, dinner, or a beer. Or we hang out in the lobby and drink the infused water and chat. If we need to join a work call, we both go back to our respective rooms and call in, not to each other's room, and we text to meet up later. Is that lame? Do I wish we could just be friends and not worry about appearances? Sure. But that's how we do things as respectful, thoughtful adults. No casual touching. Maybe you get to have a hug when you see each other for the first time in a long while. But it's the same hug you'd give your aunt. There's no hand-holding, no cuddling, nothing like that. Doesn't matter if it would be platonic. Doesn't matter if one friend is a big sister to me and the other is a little sister. It's not necessary. You can have a deep and meaningful relationship without all of that. What is necessary is living a life that's beyond reproach. I live that way, my wife lives that way with her close guy friends, and nobody is ever whispering, "I wonder what's really up with so-and-so," when we're not around. In your particular situation, the answer, as it usually is an open and honest conversation. Your feelings should matter here. You're not being possessive or paranoid about your girl being casually intimate with somebody she's been sexually intimate with before. They're allowed to be friends, assuming that's all that's happening. I'm friends with exes, but you can't manage that without respectful boundaries. Story 10. You should tell her that it makes you super uncomfortable and she needs to either adjust the terms of her friendship with him or stop being with you. Be clear that it isn't about whether her actions are officially wrong or over the line. It's that you hate it and want it to stop. The likely outcome is that she will tell you that you're overreacting and insecure, break it off with you, and ride off with him into the sunset. So be emotionally ready for the relationship to end right there and then possibly loudly. If you make your feelings clear, ask her to respect them, and keep your cool when she scream dumps you. You will feel good about how this all went when you look back on it later. Good luck. Story 11. She's a great first girlfriend to stay with if you want a second girlfriend that's cool with you being with a jaded, angry person. Don't be scared. She's going to be with him. Get the job and move on from there. You have lots of growing to do, and it's not going to be with her. Story 12. Wow, he is not the one you have to worry about. If she was not interested and cared about your relationship, she would have cut him off a long time ago. Break up with her now. Story 13. Look, bud, I'm a stranger on the internet. This is all on you. I can't do it for you. All I can do, though, is give you advice. And run. I've been there. I was you a few years ago. I looked for any way to justify that behavior because I knew in the back of my head that it was wrong and toxic, but I still allowed it, thinking I was the one being insecure. Right now, maybe you ask yourself, how do I break up if that really is how I feel? You need to put on some big boy pants, something that took me too long to do, and sit her down. Tell her what is going on. If she mocks you for your feelings or gets upset or shuts down, refusing to talk it out, run. Your emotional and mental health is more important than her need for two partners. You both committed to this relationship. There are boundaries to be respected by both sides. Her friend carrying her around to and from bed. You have to see the signs and stop deluding yourself the way I was. There are women out there who will respect you and show you what a relationship should be. It's about you both being happy and secure with one another. It's about you both being able to go on a trip without even the glancing thought that your significant other is going to be with someone else. Take it as you will, I suppose. Ultimately, I can't make you do anything, but I will try to help if it means I can save at least one man or woman from the emotional and mental abuse that stuff does to a person. Story 14. Hangs with her often? No big deal. Buys her presents? That is a more than friends relationship. Is she buying him presents? Holds her hand? Puts his arm around her? And she allows this? I think you'd better break up, mate. But keep it civil so you can catch up whenever you're back home. Story 15. This comment section is brutal. You all are right, but there's no need to be that harsh on the original poster. Please try not to dwell on this and focus on your interview. You're not leaving for very long. The situation will still be the same when you get back, and you can figure things out then. Story 16. Hanging out is whatever, but buying presents and hanging around her shoulders would be a no from me, dog. Even if my girlfriend had zero intentions of hooking up with this dude, I wouldn't respect some girl who allows guys to do this to her when she's in a relationship. She's either desperate for attention or is oblivious to boundaries. Neither are redeeming qualities. Story 17. Dude, if your presence is the only thing keeping her faithful, then just move on. Send a text saying, "We're done," and enjoy your trip. We've only got so much time to spend here. Story 18. Try not to take the relationship that seriously. Get a backbone and tell him to cut that touchy stuff out. On paper, this relationship seems doomed, but I'm not in it, so I don't know. Story 19. Forget that. Get out of there. I had the exact same situation. First girlfriend, guy friend who is all touchy, has some past with her, minus she hadn't slept with him, which is even more of a red flag. Even if she says things are cool with that friend, the fact that you're here writing things means it has reached a boiling point for you. I was the same. Trust between you will never be the way it's supposed to be in a healthy relationship. Please take it from a guy who lived the exact same thing. I became neurotic to the point of checking her phone and finding some texts that pushed me over the edge. In a normal relationship, you shouldn't even think of doing that. We then fought constantly because of the situation, and for a while, she understood why I wasn't comfortable with this friend. Until months later, they ended up working at the same place, and she told me I had to get over it because he is my best friend. And if I didn't get over it, it was because I didn't trust her. Besides, she said I knew that they were eventually going to be friends again, regardless of us. I bet you she knows exactly how this guy makes you feel, but either plays dumb or plays the victim card in the moment so you don't push the problem. Get out, dude. I was in the same place as you. I was even searching for posts on Reddit, asking the same thing, and I thought I was becoming the awful and jealous boyfriend until I realized that if she did love me, she would understand where I was coming from, which she clearly didn't. And honestly, don't waste your time. More girls will come, and she is not worth it. If you need anything, direct message me. Story 20. This is your first girlfriend, so this much naivety on your behalf is understandable. But your girlfriend is playing you. This is actually her problem. She should be going out of her way to set boundaries with him and telling him to have some respect for her relationship. If this were you and a friend of yours was all over you like this, would you tolerate it? Would you blatantly lead her on like your girlfriend does? Or would you set her straight out of respect for your relationship? This is the equivalent of letting my ex-boyfriend harass you while I stand in the corner watching, when he's my problem I should be setting straight. Like you wouldn't even be getting harassed in the first place if it wasn't for me. Does that make sense? My advice? Move on. Don't fall in love, don't get attached, this girl is playing games. Story 21. Do your interview. Focus completely on that. Do not do anything to negatively affect your career or future. Take it from an older person. Relationships come and go. If you're fortunate, you'll date quite a few people before you settle down. I know you want love and happiness, but I'm telling you, you will achieve those things by being successful. I've thought I was in love many times in my life, and I probably was, but if I regret anything, it's making even one sacrifice for a relationship that would harm me in the future. It's never worth it. I can't stress this enough. I'm supporting you, but she's either immature or someone who enjoys all the attention at your expense. Someone who loves you would never do those things. Talk to her when you get back. Just end the relationship. She'll likely become upset and try hard to convince you otherwise. Don't budge. Focus on bettering yourself and relationships will naturally come to you. Story 22. Anyone who respects you doesn't maintain this kind of relationship with someone from the past. She may or may not be cheating, I can't say, but I can say she doesn't respect you. Been there, done that. I've learned not to ignore my gut. If it's telling me something is up, there usually is. Ignoring it is just me trying to avoid confrontation. Let me put it this way. If someone from your past did these things to you, do you think your girlfriend would be okay with it or not? It's your choice what to do. I give her the choice, you or him, but I feel she has already made that decision. Story 23. As a female with mostly male friends, and some I've even slept with, this is entirely inappropriate. If she respects you and your relationship, she wouldn't be engaging in those activities with him. Story 24. Yeah, if she doesn't have the good sense to break that relationship off, platonic or not, then it's up to me to have the good sense to break my relationship off with her. Story 25. As a woman, I will tell you this is an extreme red flag. I am so sorry, but break up immediately. You do not deserve this lowness. Tune this out until after you succeed in your internship interview, though. You got this. Story 26. He spends a lot of time with her and buys her presents. He also holds her hand and puts his arm around her. He even picked her up once when she was tired and needed help getting to her bed. I mean, that's a little sad and pathetic on his part, but my girlfriend has admitted that she slept with him in the past and that they hooked up whenever she wasn't dating her ex-boyfriends. Okay, whoa. That completely changes things. Yeah, this isn't her friend. This is her ex. Either an ex-boyfriend or an ex-friend with benefits. Her acting this way around him is completely inappropriate if she's dating you. He's treating her like a girlfriend, and she's treating him like a boyfriend. That's crossing a major line. It's going to make you extremely jealous, extremely anxious, and it's extremely disrespectful of your feelings if she allows that kind of behavior to continue. I will fly to another state tomorrow for an internship interview this weekend, and I'm scared that she will be with him once I am gone. Of course you are. She's given you every reason to think that she will. She has done nothing to build any trust with you, since she is so careless with your feelings and is too intimate with her ex. You deserve better. You deserve someone who respects your feelings. You deserve a girlfriend who will only do girlfriend things with you. That's just a basic ground rule of a relationship. When you're dating someone, you don't act like someone else's significant other because it hurts feelings.